Hello, turkey eaters and meat beaters, degens and cucks, demons and angels, and everything in between. I'm your host, Disaster, and welcome to the Degeneration Podcast, episode 38, the podcast for the degenerate generation. Here with me is my charming co-host, Mandato. Please introduce yourself.
Uh, yeah, Mandato Arbiter, whatever the fuck you want to call me. I'm right here, and that's about it. There really isn't that anything more interesting.
You have any announcements?
I
Uh,
want to stream something, but I don't know. Like what to stream, anyway.
Inscription?
No, but I'm too far into the game.
Weren't you gonna stream that, like, when you got it?
I was. And then I literally had a stream that was like an hour and a half of me trying to figure out how to use it because, like, the stream, everything was broken. So then I decided to fix it by trying two separate different applications, and at the end of it, it was literally an hour and a half, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna play this on my own time. I don't think I want to continue streaming like another 3 hours or something at this late at night.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Either way, I don't actually have any announcements.
Really? That's a first.
Yeah, surprisingly. I'm trying to figure out a bunch of things right now, and my mind is everywhere right now. So we will definitely be streaming this week. What I will be streaming, I'm not sure. I don't have any collabs lined up or anything. I just got my drawing tablet set back up, so we might do some drawing. Who knows?
I totally thought you said drunk tablet, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck is a drunk tablet?
I don't know!
What the
Bitch,
hell would
I'm
that be?
drunk. I don't know.
Fair enough. Ah, God. Dude, I'm so stupid. I'm so unbelievably stupid. Jesus
What's
Christ.
that?
I I had my tab with the background music up, and I just like exited out of it for some reason.
Oh, that is sad. I'm sorry.
Anyways, so we should get into the topic of discussion this time. Riot's new TV series, quote unquote, according to Wikipedia, it's a TV series. Riot's new Netflix series, Arcane. And now that all three of the first arcs are finished and first season is done, we can talk about it.
Yeah, I
Because
guess
there's a
we're gonna
lot
do
to
some of
unpack.
that.
There is a lot to unpack with this show.
It's yeah, a lot happens. And the best part is, most of it is just straight up new canon.
Yeah, honestly,
But
a lot of
meshes with
the
the old canon very well.
yeah, a lot of the story has been rewritten. I will say, because they don't say exactly how much time passes between each between each arc, it's very confusing and very jarring when it
Yeah.
comes to like thinking about how much time has passed.
Mm-hmm.
Because we think about it, first arc, Jace is already 24. Like, and Powder and Vi are like, what? Powder's like 12 or something? And Vi's like 15? We don't really know, but we can kind of just assume.
Yeah. Little sussy Baka, if you ask me.
And then a undiscriminate amount of time passes, and suddenly Jace doesn't look too much older. Caitlyn looks a lot older, and Vi and Powder have had like 7 growth spurts
Yeah.
and are like 21 at this point. It's like, what the hell? How much time passed?
True.
We don't even know. But God, I guess we should go through first off the summary. Like, what is it? What is the show about? And then we should go through each episode because
Yeah.
I think that'll give a good outline of like.
Mhm.
I think we can also go over like when we like at the end maybe or when we meet them. No, at the end. At the end, we can go over
The end.
each character that is included in the show, and then talk about them in game. Because a lot of
Mhm.
the like all in all, the show revolves around characters that are already in the game.
Yeah.
Certain characters may be added to the game, but most of the characters that we see are already in the game.
Yep.
This includes
With established lore.
yes, with established lore and now edited lore.
Yep.
This we don't have. I don't think we have actually any like shockingly new lore.
Yeah.
Like who do
Yet.
we? No, we don't. We really don't have any shockingly new lore
Yet.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So characters that we'll be covering as follows: Vi, Jinx, Jace, Caitlyn, Victor, and Echo, and Heimerdinger.
Yeah. The little boy.
The little boy. The little
Little
boy that's
boy-
like 500 years old.
Yeah. But shut up. Don't be
God.
mean. Don't be mean to little Heimer.
God. All right. I feel like I should I'm going to pull up a like an image for the background here. let me pull it up. Give me a sec. We'll go with this one. One sec. Perfect. I mean a little less than perfect, but you know.
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect. All right. Arcane, right there. This is the show we'll be talking about. So, the Arcane follows the story of Vi and Jinx as they grow up as primarily as they grow up in the streets of Zon under the care of a new character named Vander. We finally get confirmed that they are in fact sisters in some capacity. And they grew up with a group of friends.
Probably literally, yeah.
Probably literally, yes.
Like by Bolin.
Yeah. And they grow up with Vander, who is the establisher of the Undercity. In this show, there are two sides. We have the Upper City, which is the upper class, very bourgeois.
Bougie. Yeah.
Bougie, basically. And we have the Undercity, which is the slums of this place called Piltover. And so we've mostly followed them growing up in the Undercity of Piltover. We get to see the absolute struggles they face concerning Vander's like I want to say that not really long lost brother, but like disconnected brother that they had beef with in the past.
Probably not literally brother, but very it's like a brother in arms sort of thing. Like basically the closest thing to a brother that isn't a brother. Literally.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah. And then the other side of the story, we also get the Upper City with this character named Jace, who
Little bitch.
he is a little bit of a bitch. He is very pompous, very full of himself, but we see him get knocked down a peg a lot. We see him get knocked down a peg a lot because of that pride that he holds. But
Hmm.
he is the creator of this concept called hex tech, basically using science to harness magic.
Yep, it's pretty cool.
And so we follow his journey with a few other characters, Victor and Caitlin, and not exactly going against Heimerdinger, but
Going against his wishes,
Heimerdinger,
definitely.
what you said?
Going against his wishes, definitely.
Yeah, but it's more of like a differing in ideology rather than them literally going like head to head as enemies.
Yeah, of course. They disagree strongly with Heimerdinger's opinion that magic can only be destructive in the end, and they believe that it can better people's lives. So they more or less object to him in terms of their ideals.
Yes. So I guess that was as good a summary as I'm gonna get, I think.
I'm good at summaries.
Do you have anything else to say? Puts the add to that?
Oh, do you mean in general about the show?
Like as the summary.
Oh, a summary of like individual parts of the show.
Yeah, like did I miss anything of the overall
Uh,
summary of the show?
yeah, I think so. It's mostly an overall summary of the separate parts, though, so I think that we'll get to that.
Yeah. The premise they have on Wikipedia is a lot more broad. Amidst the escalating unrest between the advanced utopian city of Piltover and the squalid, repressed undercity of Zon, which has not been established yet, sisters Vi
Yeah.
and Jinx find themselves on opposing sides of a war over twisted ideologies and arcane technology. They don't specify that Zon was not established yet. That was me, but you get the picture.
Yeah. So basically, Zon is just, at this point, the Undercity. It has no identity of its own. It is merely Piltover's leftovers.
Hmm. And at this point, it is not its own separate thing. It is part
Yep.
of Piltover. And it is technically still Piltover.
Hmm.
So, I guess we could get into Act 1, starting with Episode 1, which is Welcome to the Playground.
Yep. Okay, so the main characters here specifically are Victor, Vi, Jace, and Jinx.
Does Victor show up in this episode?
Oh,
Oh,
do
no,
you
you're
mean
talking
episode one?
overall.
Oh,
Overall.
arc one. Yeah, arc one.
Oh, well, that's just in general. But no, okay, so we're
We're
starting at
talking about
Act
the first
1.
episode. Okay.
Act 1, Episode 1, Welcome to the Playground.
Sure. All right.
Do you
Well,
want to do the summary for this?
sure.
All right, go ahead.
So, basically, in this episode specifically, Jace. Well, I'll start with Vi and Jinx. Vi and Jinx, and their two.
Wait, I do have one thing to mention. Powder at this point.
I'm sorry, Powder.
Because we do have to make the separation.
Yeah.
So it becomes
okay,
very
so,
apparent in the 6th episode. Or
That's
the
true.
9th episode.
Okay, so let's make that distinction now. Jinx is the later form of Powder, more or less just crazy, and Powder is her actual name. Jinx is like a persona she adopts.
Yeah.
But regardless,
I wouldn't say
Powder-
I wouldn't say it's separate like dissociative identity. It's more like her persona. Powder
Yeah.
is like vying to her more normal, more human side, more caring side. Jinx is the crazy person that she becomes later on in life.
it's the extreme of what she's always been. She's never been a monster, but she becomes one when her antisocial tendencies are brought to and like sort of selfish nature and desire to just make stuff regardless of the consequence truly come out when she becomes Jinx.
Mm-hmm. And it really is falling into her nature.
Yeah. Because truly, like, her nature is never that bad. It's just whenever she becomes Jinx, she no longer regards a certain part of herself, which is powder.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, go continue over to Welcome to the Playground. Now that we have that distinction.
All right. So, in Welcome to the Playground, the main group of lackeys, I guess I should say, which is Powder, Vi, Jinx, and or sorry, fucking whatever. Powder, Vi, Clagger, and what's his name?
Milo.
Milo, thank you. Uh, get word from what we later learned to be Echo that there is this penthouse in Piltover that isn't super well protected, but is like an inventor's penthouse or whatever. But at the very least has a ton of loot, like enough to make it worth going to Piltover themselves. So they decide to rob it, obviously, because otherwise there wouldn't be conflict. In this episode, Powder does an oopsie and blows up the laboratory using the power of a Brackern crystal. Isn't that fun?
Yes, she drops.
But besides, yes, unintentionally, of course, I should specify. But you know, regardless, she still fucking does it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, point being, there we go. So Jinx blows up a laboratory. They all go back, and Vander's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you all? What did you do?" And so, yeah, the majority of the episode is split between that group, them going back, losing the stuff. Vander's like, you know, good, you lost the stuff, but Upper City is like trying to poke around and find him out. While on on the other hand, rather, I don't think. Wait, actually, I don't think we're introduced to Jace yet, right? That's the second episode.
No, we're not introduced to Jace yet. We know him as a voice behind the door that was trying to get into the penthouse
but
before
we only
they blew
learn
the
about
fuck
that
up.
later.
Yeah, we learn about it in the next episode.
Yep. We don't even see him yet. So yeah.
Yeah. So
basically,
another thing I do have to mention is that they got into a fight with a bunch of like thugs on their way back to the Undercity.
Yeah, they're more or less thugs.
And that's how they lost the stuff is Powder ends up running off and she ends up throwing the stuff into the water to distract the guy to get away. Because she uses the first time we see one of her inventions is a bomb called Mauser that she activates, she rolls it towards the enemy and it doesn't go off. It explodes. It doesn't explode. It poofs into like dust and doesn't work. And then as a last resort, she throws the stuff into the water to distract him. Might I add, that was a fucking nail bomb. Like, imagine if that shit went off.
Nail bomb.
She invented the nail bomb.
I mean, probably not invented, but like,
no,
it
made her own.
Is. Because, like, let's think about this for a second. Why the fuck would Piltover make a nail bomb?
Well, war has already ravaged the planet like multiple times at this point. Like nail bombs could have already been a thing.
But no. But most of technology, most of like advanced technology, and that includes explosives themselves, have been coveted by like Piltover and shit. They're the ones who invented it in the first place.
I mean, I guess
because so. we learned from Counselor Moderna's mom that Piltover apparently already existed when Moderna went over there.
Well, yeah, it's existed for like 400 years.
Exactly. So it's likely that most, not all, but most like advanced technology eventually, from one way or another, like whether it be the people who come from Piltover or Piltover itself, come from Piltover. And are sold off to either the highest bidder or whoever is morally right or whoever the fuck is selling it.
Fair enough. So yeah, she probably could have invented nail bombs
It is possible that that is the first instance. Obviously, there is no like evidence for either.
Yeah. Obviously, it doesn't work, but she tried.
Yeah.
She tried it.
And if she were only a little better, it would have. And that's scary.
Yeah. Another thing we get in this episode is that Milo calls Powder a jinx because whenever
For the
she
first
goes
time.
on jobs with them, they end up fucking it up somehow.
It's just, yeah, sometimes it's spectacularly, like her exploding something.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just like minor, like, oh no, you like messed up something, and now we only have a fraction of our stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
But point being, Milo more or less kind of has it out for her, but not in like an aggressive way, in like a I don't want to be with you because I truly think you're unlucky.
Yeah. And we also see that Milo is very selfish, and because
Yeah.
of the perspective that we get through Vi and Powder, it seems like Milo's really a dick. But honestly, his like his what's it called?
Perspective.
Yeah. His perspective and like the way he acts is kind of like in
Just normal
relativity
for
to
a
the
kid.
other things, like that's pretty normal.
It's normal for a
I'd say
kid
he
his
was
age,
kind
at
of
least.
justified in his situation.
Also, he's a kid.
Yeah,
To
he's a
be fair.
kid and he's poor as shit. And they
Yeah,
live.
okay, he's an asshole. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
He's a
he's
poor kid.
he's an asshole, but
A
he's
poor
a
orphan,
justified
better yet.
asshole.
Like, I mean, he's Batman, but a poor orphan instead. Like, you
What?
can. It's all right, man.
One sec. Okay. Yeah. The last thing that we get from this episode is that we get introduced to Silco, the crime lord
Oh shit, we do, don't we?
of the Undercity. Yes, because he extracts the information from the thug that they fought. And we also get introduced to Singed, who is the scientist that works with Silco.
Genius
And
scientist.
absolutely
Thank you very
genius.
much.
He
Thank you very much.
and he develops a new mutagen called Shimmer, which is this purple liquid that he gave to a rat, and the rat obliterated a fucking cat. Like
The
absolutely
rat
obliterated that
is
cat.
just ate
That
it
cat turned to a different
alive.
state of matter.
It's fucking gone, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's so dead.
Yeah, no. And then we realize just the danger that Shimmer is. It's basically this drug that turns you into... Okay, think Bang Energy.
But like, okay.
But Bang
no,
the
no.
energy drink,
No, wait,
but
hold
turn
on.
it up to like 11.
No, I got this. Okay, so think Bang Energy, but what if the like directors of Five Gum and Red Bull combined their powers to like
It really
or, like,
is
advertisers,
5 gum.
right?
Stimulate
But,
your
like-
sense how it feels to chew 5 gum. Show a dude on
like,
Shimmer.
but like instead of it being like some stupid ad, it's accurate.
Yeah, it's
Like
actually
that's the
legitimately
shit.
accurate.
It's the fucking shit, man.
Like, think about it. This is the shit that the new Mundo is on.
Yep.
Like, that's the type of shit that we're dealing with. But yeah. A few things I must say. What the fuck is the containment for the Bracken crystals? Like
Do
the
you
little
mean, like, the
pedestals that they're on?
briefcase that
Yeah,
it
the
was in?
briefcase. It's a fucking
It's just a
briefcase with
briefcase.
the Bracken crystals on like pedestals that he just
Yeah.
has open
Okay.
in his
well,
in his penthouse.
well, remember, Jace is smart, but he's not clever.
He's smart, but he's also stupid. Oh god. Also, Solar Ray, yeah. Fable just made a song based on this, I believe. I'd give it a listen. Oh, okay. I'll listen to that later. I'll make sure to listen to that. But no, this show is absolutely popping off when it comes
Bonkers. I
to.
love it.
It's such a good show. I can't say anything bad about this show.
Okay, I can.
Okay, go.
Okay. So, specifically in some, sparingly, but some scenes, the pacing feels pretty slow if you don't know who the characters are.
Okay, yeah. The context you get for the characters is not much, I will say.
Yep, and because of that, some scenes that should hold a lot of emotional weight for League players don't, so it feels slow.
Mm-hmm. Also,
Like,
actually, no, I will say, like I said earlier, continuity feels really weird because they don't tell you like how much time has passed.
Yeah, that's part of it.
It's like, okay, so how old is Singe now?
50.
He could be 50.
No one knows.
He could be like
literally
80.
No one knows.
This
It's
guy
amazing.
could be like 300 years old, and he's just been keeping himself alive with Shimmer or some shit. Like, we don't know.
He's invented it 100 years ago. He's just now unveiling it to the public.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
Honestly,
Fucking Singed.
yeah. It's Singed, man. Who fucking knows what he does with his time?
Mm-hmm.
Or who he is? And do you care? Oh,
No.
he's Singed.
Nah, he's fucking Singed, dude. And it's nearly time. Like, what the hell? It's fucking Singed.
No one fucking knows what he's all about. And no one cares.
This guy is older than fucking trees, alright?
This man is older than
old.
Ivern. Like,
this man is
that
older
shit is
than
stupid.
Ivern. This guy's a fucking crocodile, dude. I swear.
Bitch has been in the game so fucking long, I don't even know
He
whether or
invented
not
the game.
Bitch has been in the game just forever. He is the originator of League of Legends.
He actually he is one of the original champions, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this guy is old as shit. In game and out of game.
Bitch, he literally supersedes Ezreal's age. I'm completely serious. This is so stupid.
God. Well, anything else we have to say about episode 1?
No, I believe that's it. Honestly, it's mostly just them fucking up. We get introduced to a bunch of different important characters, the dynamic between them, and yeah.
I think my favorite scene is, don't threaten the guy who pours the drinks.
Oh God!
And then they look over, the entire bar is just staring at them.
They're just all standing, even if they were sitting, and they're staring hard. And it's clear that if they do shit, they're going to get slapped by like 30 guns.
Yeah.
Like,
there's like 30 guys here. Like, our guy quota is through the roof.
it's kind of ridiculous how like good, I guess, he's organized the underground. But to be fair, we've always seen that he's not only and we understand later that not only is he strong physically, but he's strong as a leader.
He's incredibly strong.
He's buff as shit, yeah. Like, sure, he wasn't able to break metal restraints.
Yeah,
but like, he was able to do everything else. Limit. Like, yeah, that's the first time we've seen him fail a strength test.
Yeah, for real. And he just rolled badly at that point.
No. Metal restraints and with only one arm.
I mean, and he just woke up from getting knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, like
by a person on Shimmer.
Yeah.
I'd also like to note that the continuity of the power you get from Shimmer is not very consistent.
I think that it's supposed to be proportional to how strong you were originally.
Well, cuz we get that like hood rat. That fucking like thug who takes a sip of this shit and then like one shots that other guy, which we'll talk about in like the 6th episode. Or not the 6th episode, the 3rd episode.
Yeah.
But
I was about to say, like, I'm pretty sure
like,
that
he like one shots this guy without anyone being able to like see him, basically. But then like when they're on the bridge and they're fighting, the Shimmer people are like normal speed.
Okay, but
And then when
bridge.
we see Jinx later, she like uses a shimmer burst and she like moves at the speed of light. Like
Okay, yeah, but it's okay.
what is happening?
Quality one and two on the bridge. I remind me, I guess.
Oh, the
Apparently,
bridge
I'm forgetting something.
When Vander was restrained. Like episode 3.
Oh no, they
When
weren't using shimmer.
no. When Vander gets out. When Vander gets out and starts fighting the same dude that was on Shimmer.
Oh, what did you say about it?
That they were just like moving at the same speed.
Yeah, but to be fair, it is clear that Vander was leagues ahead in terms of strength.
I mean, I guess for strength yet wise, yeah, but like speed,
Specifically that, yeah.
yeah.
But
I
Vander's
don't
never
know.
been fast. He doesn't have any fucking speed
Yeah,
tests.
but no, I'm talking about like the other guy that was on Shimmer. Like, was it the same speed as him?
No.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I guess, yeah.
It's very inconsistent. And then like what's it called in the later episodes? That one chick with the shimmer arm. Like she gets nothing.
What do you mean?
She's like straight dunking shots into her body of shimmer and she gets like barely any boost.
Not. Bitch, did you not see her throwing around shit like Vi was, but with Vi using like gauntlets that could break rocks?
All right, that's fair, I guess.
She was trading blows, if not equally
I
and
meant more for
stronger.
like what was it, episode 4?
Oh, you mean when she was fighting Vi normally?
Yeah.
It's clear she didn't want to kill Vi.
I mean,
Otherwise, she would have.
eh, she
No, no,
did
no. Otherwise, she
stab
would have.
her in the kidney. She stabbed her straight in the kidney.
Okay, but like, she had the chance to kill her and didn't.
I mean, I guess that's fair.
I'm sure if she like went all out like she does later, Vi would be fucking in the grave, and the series would end.
I mean, she did have an upgraded arm.
Yeah,
That was another thing. I don't know. Maybe it was like experimental, because like
yeah.
it was like the first chem tech kind of thing. So
Yeah. I
fair
mean, at
enough.
that point, it's still like somewhat in its developmental stage.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's only
All right.
been like 3 years.
So I think for the rest of these, I'm just gonna read the explanation that they have on the wiki because I think they cover everything pretty clearly.
Like Wikipedia.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and then we can talk about it after and add anything that they missed.
All right, sure.
Okay. So episode 2, act 1. Some mysteries are better left unsolved. A student at Piltover's academy named Jace is revealed to be the one who crafted the explosive crystals that were stolen. Okay, hold up. I already have to correct something. Literally already have to correct something. He did not craft the crystals, the Brackern crystals. He
The
bought
Brackern crafted the
the
Brackern crystals. Yeah.
yes. The Brackern are the Brackern crystals. He bought the Brackern crystals from the Undercity. Anyway, so that were stolen by Powder and Vi and is called by Piltover's ruling council to testify for illegally experimenting with arcane magic. As he was saved by an arcane okay, As he was saved by arcane magic as a child, Jace believes it to be a new resource to advance Piltover to greater heights, but is expelled from the academy for endangering the city, and his research is expected to be trashed. Jace's beliefs are renowned, however, when Victor, the disabled assistant of the academy's professor Heimerdinger, offers to help him complete his research. Back in Zaun, Vander is pressured by enforcers of Piltover to reveal the culprits of the robbery and as well as other Zaun citizens to fight back against the officers overreaching their boundaries. He chooses to keep family safe and remain neutral, although Vi does not agree with his passivity and eventually decides to turn herself in.
Yep.
Anything we missed?
Okay, well, I only loosely remember everything because there was a lot there. But
Yeah, episode 2 was kind of like a hodgepodge of stuff because they went back and forth a lot.
yep, I mean, it was, yeah. It's episode 2 was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think I liked the Vi and Powder scene while they were like together on the roof, but like
Oh yeah, that did happen season or episode 2, didn't it?
it didn't have that much emotional weight for people who didn't fucking know who the characters were. God damn it.
Yeah.
That was actually one of my prime examples of that.
Yeah. I will explain. So after Powder is upset because Vi and like Milo, or Milo mostly, was
Mostly Maya.
talking down about her and like calling her a jinx and calling her a fucking idiot. she was like
Stupid
she was
dummy.
like, "Come over here." And she brings Powder up to a roof. And at this roof, hey Vivi, what is up? Thank you for raiding. How's your stream go? Yeah, let me just finish this explanation. But
No, don't. Don't do it.
but basically from this roof they can see everywhere where the rest of the people, including Vi, messed up in the past. And she's like, "Look, it's okay cuz we all make mistakes," type of shit.
Yeah. Basically that.
Yeah. Um oh yeah, one thing they didn't say is that when Jace was first like imprisoned, Heimerdinger went to him in prison or in jail and was talking about his research and was like, "Look, I've been old. I've seen all this shit before. I've seen the world runes, which are these ancient runes of magic that have like that literally shaped the world." He's like, "I seen that shit blow up entire cities. I don't want to fuck with this stuff." Because at this point, he doesn't have any
Don't
of his
touch
like
it.
machines or anything, or he doesn't have any of his hex tech. So he explains that he built the city and that he only wants what's best for the people, and that like magic cannot be harnessed by science, which Jace thinks is bullshit because it is.
But Heimerdinger does have kind of a point, which we'll find out later.
Yeah, Victor.
Hextech weapons and Victor.
Yeah, like,
To be fair, Hextech weapons are like fucking deadly.
oh yeah, hex tech weapons are like, especially hexplosives, is like
It's
the
no,
the
like
beginning of really powerful shit, like nukes.
yeah. I mean, also think about it for a second. Like, it's not just Jinx, right? More importantly, like shit like Camille happens later, where they use Hextech to oppress Zonites and try to prove that they're better than sort of thing. It's just another tool that Piltover has to oppress Zon,
Mm-hmm.
which adds fuel to the fire and conflict. So while it was supposed to bring joy to people's lives, in some ways it made them worse.
Yeah, because it goes on both sides. In one side you have the hex gates and like augments that can really help society and like facilitate trade, stuff like that. On the other end, you have hex weapons, which is like Jace's hammer, which is
Which was
and
made
like
as a weapon, yes.
yes, it was a weapon that was
Designed as a
literally
weapon.
designed as a raid weapon. You have like all of Jinx's shit,
Just all of it.
all of it, literally all of it, all of her explosives, because she has a lot of fucking explosives in this show.
For a reason, to
But
be
more
fair.
importantly, we will get to season or not season, episode 9, where we we get introduced to Fishbones. Though, funnily enough, she hasn't started
Fish
talking
bones.
to her weapons yet.
Well, that's later. That's
I
season
guess
2.
I guess so, because what's it called, the whole Silico thing just happened, but
Yep.
but yeah. So thank you, Vivi, for rating. Much appreciated. We're just talking about Arcane right now. But yeah. Do you have anything else to say about episode 2?
Specifically episode 2 now.
All right. Then we'll move on to episode 3. Episode 3, Act 1. The base violence necessary for change. A flashback reveals that Silco and Vander were once fought together in an attempt to free the Undercity from Piltover as the nation of Zon. Their partnership ended in violence when Vander reached an agreement to end the battle with the enforcers of Piltover and was forced to put Silco down when he attempted to continue the fight. In present day, Vander decides to turn himself in instead of Vi, but is attacked and taken hostage by Silco and one of his drug-enhanced goons. The same guy
Goons?
that is they said goons.
I fucking love
They
that.
said goons. It was the same thug from the first episode.
Yeah.
Vi, Milo, and Clagger go to rescue him, but leave Powder behind for her own safety. Powder really wants to go, but shit ain't gonna happen. So, back in the upper city, Jason and Victor secretly work on their attempt to harness Arcane under the discretion of Counselor Mel Medarda, the bad bitch, the best girl of this show, for real.
True. For real.
She carries this entire political system on her fucking back. I swear to God.
Yeah, it'd be so fucking boring without her.
Oh yeah.
Honestly.
Mel facilitates any political shit that happens in the entire show. Like, goddamn. Yep. Yeah. They finish their work just as Heimerdinger breaches the lab, because they snuck into the lab and, like, locked off the door so that they could reach Jace's stuff and they could figure it out how to stabilize Hex Tech. Or
which
just stabilize the Bracken crystals.
Which, funny enough, involves cranking up the frequency so fucking high that it just does it itself.
Yeah.
Which is so retarded.
Yes. It speaks.
I cannot.
It speaks through. It speaks through the. It speaks through the inventions. The inventions.
No, but like, okay, I'm sorry. As a chemist, and more importantly, as a scientist, I have to mention how fucking stupid that idea is. So the more, basically, the higher frequency a radiation, which is what they're doing, apparently. I guess magic is radiation?
Well,
something?
Well, yes, everything radiates.
No, I mean, like, specifically magic, or what the Bracken crystal radiate, is radiation magic itself. Yeah.
Radiation. It depends on what you say is radiation. Because, like, it giving off energy, then yes, it's radioactive. By technicality, yes.
Yeah.
But the fact, it's like, oh yes, we want to stabilize this thing. Just keep fucking adding radiation to it.
So the higher a frequency on a radioactive or basically just in radiation in general, not a radioactive isotope. Let's not get that confusing yet.
Mm-hmm.
The more energy is the general gist of it. Like, the more you crank that shit up, the more the waveform, like, vibrates per sec. Whatever. Shut up. Vibrates per second is the I guess the best way I can explain it.
Yeah.
The more, I mean, literally, the more energy it radiates. I don't think I can explain it any simpler than that. I'm sorry for my lack of, like, good explaining for that. But the idea that somehow you can stabilize it if you have more energy to to work with. It's not even work with. It's just so fucking weird. Because I'm assuming that they're trying to stabilize the waveform by adding on an additional like frequency of, or rather wave at the same frequency, which would, if we're assuming that the machine somehow has a very high energy frequency or magic frequency, whatever, then I guess that does make some sense. But the fact that the machine itself has so much energy to be able to do that makes me question whether or not they need Hextech in the first place.
I think it's well, I think it's similar to laminar flow, and it's not the machine that has all that energy, but the machine has to let a certain amount of energy flow through unrestricted to the point where it'll create like a perfect flow.
Makes sense.
I think it's more similar to laminar flow
I
rather
guess.
than like trying to stabilize an isotope or whatever.
Um,
I think it would be more similar to that because they do state how like magic flows through stuff.
mm,
But yeah, I mean maybe it's more similar to that. But either way, they finish their work just as Heimerdinger breaches their lab, inventing a new form of arcane technology known as Hextech. Back in the Undercity, Vi, Milo, and Clagger narrowly reach Vander but are cut off by Silco. Vi successfully fights off Silco's goons, and the group
Ooh.
almost escapes before Powder, attempting to help, basically creates the first hexplosive, where
So-
she takes a symbol monkey, places a Bracken crystal inside of it, and then has the symbol monkey clamp spikes into the Bracken crystal, detonating the crystal, and then sending out a few more crystals that explode in a massive cluster bomb, killing Clagger and Milo. And then Vander is forced to fight off Silco's
Vander is forced to
Silco's goon.
goon.
Goon again. And
No,
Silco.
but also, yeah,
but he has to inject himself with Shimmer,
yeah.
ultimately saving Vi before dying from his injuries, we think. In her grief, Vi berates and hits Powder, calling her a jinx before walking away, because she's angry, but she eventually realizes her mistake and attempts to go back for her
It's
sister.
really fucking stupid for her to like yell at her sister in that incredibly emotional time and basically scar her for life. Yes.
She killed 3 people. She killed their entire family.
Yes, but let's be honest here.
Powder killed their entire family with a cluster bomb.
Okay, yeah, but like, also that is also her entire family that she killed.
Yes.
Yes, but once again, that is her entire family that she is also watching as she killed them and realizes what she's done. And her only remaining family member curses her out, calls her a jinx, and leaves, and says that they'll never be sisters again. So now she is effectively without any family whatsoever, and it is all because of her fault.
Yes.
Which is going to scar her. And to not think that is just stupid.
Well, no, I think that. But also, it makes sense in the situation.
Oh, no, I agree that, like, it makes sense for her to act like that. But, like, given how much she's already, like, basically babied Powder throughout all of this time, I'd figure that she'd understand what's currently happening enough to make a logical decision and decide, you know what, I'm not going to shout at her at this, after she did, obviously. You know what, actually, I think that we're just going to go home, sort of thing.
Yeah, no, she is a teenager at this point.
I guess.
Vi is a teenager at this point, and by that, I mean she's not going to be able to control her emotions.
Fucking dumbass. Not being able to control your emotions as a teenager.
Realizing her mistake and attempts to go back for her sister, but is captured by an enforcer named Marcus, saying that
Who's a
Silco,
little bitch, by the way. I thought he was going to be cool.
who, because Silco was there, was like, yo, that dude is gonna kill you if he sees you.
Which is true, to
Which
be
is
fair.
fucking true. If she went back, she would have been executed.
Yeah, effectively.
So Marcus captures her, basically like chloroforms her and takes her away. And then
Probably actually is
Silco
chloroform.
goes over comforting Powder and is like, ah, yes, new family.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
to be fair, it's mostly because Powder immediately denounces her, makes herself known as the person who created the explosion, and says that she has no family now, and hugs him. And so he's like, opportunity.
Opportunity, but also I can kind of relate.
Yeah, and so therefore, immediately after doing that, turns out he actually really does care about her, but that's later.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. For now, he doesn't. This is just manipulation.
Fair enough. And so Powder gets taken in by Silco. So
and
episode
Vi
3.
goes to jail.
Yeah, Vi goes to jail for a long fucking time.
Forever. For her life.
For the rest of her life.
Presumably.
That's it.
Presumably, she's going there for the rest of her life.
I mean, by presumably, you mean like what everyone else thinks?
Yes. I mean, like,
she's dead.
What the world... No. I mean, like, what the world of Piltover thinks.
Oh, well, Piltover, yeah. Everyone, they know that Vi is
probably
going
was sentenced
forever.
to life.
Yeah. Sentenced, yes.
That's
what everyone in the Undercity thinks, she's fucking dead.
She's dead.
She's dead.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, the only one that knows that she might be alive is fucking Jinx, and her pseudo-father now convinces her otherwise.
Yeah, because also we find out that Silco also believed her to be dead.
Yeah.
Silco was fully convinced that Vi was dead.
So he's trying to get her to face reality when she's indeed the only person who actually knows the truth. But she believes her estranged new father over her, like, own delusions of what happened on that day.
Yeah. God. I think that covers everything for that episode. I don't know. Oh, we do have to explain that when Vander had to put Silco down, quote unquote, he tried to drown him in like the sewage lake of the Undercity. Yep. And what that did is it gave him a massive affliction across his face. That the inside of his body mixed with the pollution and everything that he was drowned in. And so he has to take these drugs from Singe.
Or to lose his eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is implied. It's never shown, obviously.
Yeah, it definitely implied.
But it is implied that he needs it, and it is implied, and it's in his weird fucking eye. So it's implied that he will lose the eye if he does not do this daily.
Yeah. It's also implied that he has told Jinx this reason multiple times, and Jinx just denounces it. We never get to hear it.
Yep.
So, very cool.
But to be fair, it's Jinx. She's not a reliable narrator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, it is Jinx at this point. We should mention.
It is definitely Jinx at this point. Once Powder gets adopted by Silco, it is Jinx at this point.
Yep. She has renounced her family. She has become Jinx somewhat officially.
Yeah. She's starting to transition, basically.
Yeah. And she has the beginnings of her personality sort of thing. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So,
regardless.
Act 2. Episode 4. Happy Progress Day. A few years since developing Hex technology, yet again, Not very clear how many years it's been. It hasn't been a few years, obviously. It's been at least 5 years. But, you know, they're not very clear. A few years since developing Hextech technology, Piltover is prospering ahead and is celebrating its 200th anniversary as a holiday called Progress Day. While initially hoping to reveal his and Victor's latest stabilized Hextech gemstone technology at the ceremony, Jace decides to postpone the announcement after a warning from Heimerdinger on dangers it could possess. Elsewhere, Powder, who is now a teenager and goes by the name Jinx, lives with Silco and helps him smuggle materials into Piltover, most notably Shimmer. When a job goes awry thanks to involvement of an Undercity gang known as the Firelights, Jinx attempts to impress Silco by stealing Jace's Hextech gemstone and setting off several grenades that kill 6 enforcers in the vicinity, while Caitlyn is witness to it. Jace is given a seat on the Piltover's ruling council to protect their people from stolen gemstone, but mostly to ensure the security of Hextech. Caitlyn, an inexperienced enforcer, and Jace's childhood friend, who is fucking Sherlock Holmes apparently, travels to Stillwater Prison to speak with one of Silco's goons. To gather information on Jinx, but instead she encounters an imprisoned Vi, because that goon that she was going to speak to had her jaw removed, or had his jaw removed by Vi.
Probably, yeah. It was implied that it was removed. I think it wasn't stated, but it was stated that he wouldn't be able to speak for like forever or something.
It was like a few weeks.
Oh.
He got his jaw dislocated.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, so a few things I want to mention with this summary. A few years is an understatement.
Yes.
Definitely.
I mean,
Jinx may be a teenager at this point, but she's like old teenager.
Yeah.
She's either an adult or almost an adult at this point.
Mm-hmm.
When in the last episode she was like 12. So it's been fucking years.
I still think she's like 8, or like 10, but whatever. I will forever argue that, you bitch.
I mean, well, that's the thing. We don't know.
Yeah.
She could have been.
The ages are always very vague, probably on purpose, just to create a more coherent timeline by not creating a timeline, sort of thing.
Yeah. Literally the only person that we have the actual age of at any point in the story is
Echo, I
Jace.
Think. Oh, yeah, Jace too.
Because Jace is the only person in the entire show that says his age. And that is at the beginning of the show, 24.
Yep. Well, to be fair, it's kind of important because Heimerdinger asks it.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, how old are you, me boy? Or whatever. And he's like, 24.
Jace, me boy.
Look, man, I don't know Heimerdinger's accent. Fuck off.
I just imagine Heimerdinger walking around making the sounds that Mr. Krabs does as he walks.
It's me boy.
Oh my god. But no, so it's obviously been enough time to where she's 17, 18 at least.
Yeah.
We know by the end of the show, Jinx is 21. That is all we know. But at this point, she's we know by the what's it called? The music video with Jinx. What music video? What was it called again?
Enemy.
No, not that one. The original one.
I don't remember.
Her song.
Oh, Get Jinxed.
Yeah, Get Jinxed. We know by Get Jinxed when she's fully Jinx. She's absolutely batshit crazy. She's talking to her weapons because they're the only family she has left.
You know,
She
that
fucking
didn't betray her.
oh yeah.
Or whatever.
And this is also
Fucking
by
edgy teenager piece of shit.
the the vault heist, the bank heist.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
At the time of the bank heist, she is 21. That is all we know.
So
So
it's likely in Arcane she's like 19.
yeah, like this 17 to 19 range, kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then Jace looks like only a few years older, maybe. Caitlyn looks like 5 years older. Jace looks
And
like 2 years
Vi,
older.
Jesus.
Jinx looks like 10 years older.
Yeah.
Vi looks like
Vi looks like
like
7.
7 years older. Like
Yeah, she's gone
nah.
from like what is basically probably starting puberty to young adult.
Yeah. So things aren't very clear. Heimerdinger looks the same fucking guy.
But to be fair, Heimerdinger is way older than any of the other characters in the show.
Yeah.
So
All
like he shouldn't change. Singed
Victor
actually looks kind of older.
Well,
But that's
yeah, because he
for
got
an
fucking
entirely
blown
different
up.
reason, because he gets nuked.
He got fucking nuked.
Yeah. Man aged 10 years in a day.
Well, yeah, because his whole face got burned.
Yeah.
But,
But regardless, he's still aged,
the
basically.
only thing that we know at this point is that Singed is the oldest and Echo is the youngest. Because we know that Echo is younger than Jinx.
Yeah. It's made pretty clear in the show.
Yeah, and it's also part of the lore.
Yeah, that Echo is like super fucking young. Jesus Christ. Man's basically a teenager. I'm
Also-
not gonna say Zoe, but like Zoe.
What do you mean? Zoe's like, what? She's like, fucking 14 when she
No,
becomes
but like time passes differently for her.
Well, yeah, but she's like thousands of years old while still being like 14 still.
Yeah. I think no. Blitzcrank is the youngest character if I remember. He's like 6.
Yeah, probably.
I think Blitzcrank is the youngest character.
Yeah, but he's a robot, so I don't think it really matters.
That's
It's
true.
not like he's gonna age. Sure, he'll get a little rusty, but like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. God. Fuck, what's it called? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm still not sure if they retconned the whole like Echo and Jinx being in a relationship at some point.
I think they retconned
I think
it
they
forever.
completely retconned
I think
that.
they put it in a fucking box and didn't touch it ever again, because fuck that shit.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been kind of cool, but it just wouldn't have fit in the story.
Yeah.
Like, where are they supposed to put that shit?
Nowhere.
And also, what we see before is like Echo. Yeah, he's like this freedom fighter guy, but he's also an asshole.
Reasonable. He's still reasonable, though. He's not going to get with Jinx.
He's like Ezreal kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where he's kind of an asshole, but he's still kind of reasonable. And
he's
so
not like
it would have made
fucking evil bastard.
Yeah, it would have made a lot more sense in his old lore, but with his new lore now, where he's like this, like really, like actually very well-spoken leader. He's like a very like way
Very
more
logical.
reasonable than he was. He's extremely logical.
It seems almost like he's just the version of. Actually, it seems like they're counterparts.
Yeah.
He's what would happen if Jinx got over her social anxiety.
Yeah. Like they are complete opposites.
And didn't kill her family, but
Jinx,
you know.
Echo actually looks older than he does in the game.
Yeah, because he's more respectable, I guess. It's a part of it.
I mean, maybe he's
also,
like
they
gone
might
backwards.
be like retconning it somehow.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, maybe he's
he's-
gone backwards in time because right now what we see is before he's gotten the Z drive, which is his thing
Yeah,
that
that's
he
true.
uses to go back in time for the people
Mhm.
listening. But yeah, like maybe he de-ages. Who
Maybe.
knows? But yeah, no, it just doesn't make sense that they would be anywhere together at all.
Yeah.
Like, I think at that bridge scene, like, that's sworn enemies territory.
Yeah.
Like, they were having fun, but then once, like, it was all said and done and everything got fucked, like, and Jinx let off that grenade, I think, like, that was it. That was the severing tie.
Yeah, tie.
There we go.
Time. I agree.
Good.
We could always use more time, says Echo, or whatever. I don't know his lines. Whatever.
It's not about how much time you have, it's how you use it.
And use it. Yeah. Whatever. I know that one.
Good. But I am talking about stuff later into the show, so we will move on to episode 5 of Act 2. Everybody Wants to Be My Enemy, because they had to name one episode after the song.
I mean, it's such a good song. So
it's such a good song.
Whatever, man. I'll give him a pass.
Due to Vi's expertise on Zaun and her knowledge of the symbols left behind by Jinx and her explosives, Caitlyn releases her from prison and works with her to find Silco. Arriving in an underground brothel, Vi encounters an old colleague? A person they knew, more or less, and learns of her sister's relationship with Silco. Meanwhile, Marcus, who is now the sheriff of the Enforcers, is coerced by Silco to allow Shimmer to be smuggled in return for his rise up to the ranks of the Piltover's military. How this works, who fucking knows, and is forced to put the blame of the Progress Day bombing and Hextech robbery on the Firelights. When Jinx refuses to work on the new Hextech gemstones out of fear of seeing flashbacks of her family dying from her first successful bomb, Silco takes her to be reborn, aka he fucking drowns her, in the lakes of Zaun, allowing Powder to accept her identity as Jinx once and for all. How that works, who fucking knows? Back in Piltover,
it's probably some like chemical shit.
It's like a baptism, except you get drowned.
And also, they're river chemicals.
Yeah. But we don't see any effect from that.
We do. We see like some unique changes in her like appearance. It's very small though. Yeah.
I didn't notice anything.
That's because you ain't looking hard enough or something.
I guess it's just as good enough then. Anyway, back in Piltover, Jace decides to partner with the other counselors upon realizing that he risks becoming a target of their corruption and starts a romantic relationship with fellow counselor Mel Medarda. They fuck. Like, not gonna sugarcoat it. Like they fucked. Lot. They fucked a lot. while Victor was like having his his huge like his grind set. Yeah, Victor was on his grind set figuring out the hex core, which is the mix between nature and magic.
Instead of science and magic.
Nature, science, and magic, combining them all through sacrifice.
So basically organic material. Instead of Jace's like opinion that it should stay in tool form, Victor holds the opinion that it could do real good if it were to directly influence people's lives biomechanically.
Yes.
Which is what he's doing, basically.
Which he does
But
later.
To be fair, it's also partially because he'll die if he doesn't. Yeah. But that's a little later.
But he also does realize the consequences of this later on.
Yeah.
All the while, Victor grows drastically ill as he attempts to learn more about the potential of Hextech technology. He's dying. He ended up in the hospital. Like, he's losing it.
Yeah. Sad.
I think the funniest thing is they decided to partner the sex scene between Mel and Jace with Victor growing completely ill and like spitting blood all over his hex core.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they combined those two scenes is so stupid to me.
But I love it.
It works, I guess.
I don't care. I love it.
You could say both sides are combining in some way.
Bruh, it's the Alpha and the Sigma grind set. One man's dying, the other man's getting laid.
You could say one is losing life while the other is creating it.
Get the fuck up, you dumb ass. Fuck off, man.
Oh god. God. Oh yeah, in this episode we also see that we see the beginning of Vi and Caitlyn's supposed lesbian relationship.
Let's be honest, it is.
Yeah. It's like the beginnings of it. But first off, you can tell that Caitlyn is much more comfortable around women, especially in the brothel scene, because she is straight smooth talking that girl.
They're like having a great fucking time, man.
Oh yeah, and Vi is just, well, she's just charismatic as shit. So,
and also she's like, it's clear that she's like really fucking attracted to Caitlyn.
Oh yeah,
from her own goddamn dialogue.
Literally calls her cupcake. Because
you're sweet like a cupcake, and also you're hot or whatever.
I think you're hot.
You're hot cupcake.
Hey, thank you for the bit. An anonymous cheer. What is this? What? Anonymous cheer. Ah, okay. Thank you for the bits. All right. Do we have anything else to say about that episode? Like,
no.
Vi, hot. Caitlyn, hot. Mel, hot. Jace, hot.
I'm sorry. Sex, do we have to say anything else?
Sex. Yeah, that's it. And then, well, yeah, we also learn like Silco is extremely good at being a villain, just by the way that he completely just takes Marcus under his wing and just controls the entire, like, just basically controls that entire area of the Piltover military.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of what he promises Marcus.
Yeah,
like, it's kind of nuts.
He's very charismatic, but very charismatic in both a shrewd and a business way.
Yeah. He
gets what he wants regardless of what happens, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he knows exactly how to get it.
He, by the way, up until his supposed whatever, we're not going to talk about that until the end, but even up until the end of this fucking series, he has never not gotten what he wants, ever.
Because he knows exactly how to get it.
Including whenever you think that he like loses control, he's always in control of the situation. He is never not.
Yeah,
and it's actually great.
It kind of reminds me of your explanation, or was it your explanation of Kakegurui?
Yes.
Where she's always winning.
That's written wrong in my opinion, because like it's a gambling anime with stakes that don't exist.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But this is the good version of that.
Yeah, when
there are stakes,
has it though.
But
when a villain has it and the stakes are still high, then it's great.
Yeah. He stays in power because he continues to win.
He can't not win because, by his own admission in episode fucking 1, he wants it more than anyone else.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why he keeps winning, because more so than being strong, more so than being smart, he just wants it more.
And that is another thing, is that we see later down the line, he is well aware that he's going to lose at some point. And he knows when he loses, that is going to be the death of him. He is well aware it's going to happen. But he is so trusting in the power that he has that he is willing to just accept that.
Yeah, he's also understand ahead of time, because he's also kind of wise, that he, regardless of whether or not he loses, he'll win in the end.
Mm-hmm.
and he trusts that he'll eventually win, which he did.
We can get into that later.
Bitch, he won. All right.
Did he win?
Literally won.
Well, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He literally did. He
guess-
manipulated her so fucking hard.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
In
But
his
we'll get into
final
that.
fucking moments.
Wait. Shh. We'll get into that. Shh, it's okay. We'll get into that. Episode 9 is coming. Just slow down. Anyway. Episode 6, When These Walls Come Tumbling Down. After Victor collapses in the lab from his illness, he and Jace begin studying the secrets of a new Hextech rune he's been working on, dubbing it the Hex Core. They discover that it reacts to organic matter and can potentially heal him of his illness. However, Heimerdinger attempts to have the Hex Core destroyed due to the potential devastation it could bring, and has flashbacks to the World Runes, prompting Jace to betray him and convince the other counselors that to unanimously vote him off the council completely, which is crazy, but holy shit.
By the way, did we mention that he's the one who invented Piltover?
Yeah.
Anyway.
At the same
continuing
time,
on.
Victor approaches Singed, who he once worked with as a child, to help perfect the Hex Core using Shimmer.
Yeah.
Marcus is blackmailed by Silco into eliminating both Caitlyn and Vi on the threat that his daughter will be harmed if he doesn't. He takes charge, and knowing this conflict will lead to a battle with Zahn, prepares Piltover's defenses. Underground, Vi and Caitlyn find a safe house so Vi can recover from the injuries she got from Savikia when they fought last episode. Remember that? Forgot to talk about that. Silco's henchman.
No, by the way, that was the friend. There we go. She got the information by fighting Savikia, which was her friend in quotes.
Was it?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Because in their conversation, like in their fight during it, by the way, this is their first fight. So in their fight, she's like, she confirms her worst suspicions that Powder currently works for Silva. Because she asks, where's my sister? What did you do with her? Whatever.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, yo, your sister literally works for my boss. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Silco finds them himself after bribing the locals with Shimmer. The pair escape by destroying the safe house, and it collapses all around them, after which Vi suddenly spots Jinx using a flare she gave her as kids. Having recently learned about Vi's return after interrogating Savikia, Jinx was prompted to use the flare in order to find her. When the two sisters unite, although it is short-lived due to the appearance of the Firelights, who steal the gemstone and kidnap Caitlyn and Vi. Now, there's a lot to talk about in this episode, because it's the first time everyone gets back together, kind of.
Yeah.
However, there's an extra. There's a third wheel, and her name is Caitlyn. And Jinx is not having that bullshit.
Caitlyn is horny, Vi is horny, and Jinx is like, no, stop.
No,
she's
it's an enforcer.
She's Piltovian. You know what they do to us. They oppress us.
They oppress us.
And she's
which at this
like,
point is fair, as much as we're making fun of her.
But like, horny though. It's worth.
It's worth, for real. But yeah, so yeah, Vi and Caitlyn find out that Jinx is fucking losing it. We find out that Vi is Jinx's sister. Caitlyn finds that out. Caitlyn's like, what the fuck? I know this chick. She's fucking Jinx. She blew up all my colleagues. She killed all of them.
Almost all of my friends that I have.
Yeah.
Besides Jace.
I don't have many friends.
Yeah.
And so Vi's like, no, I don't even know what the fuck this fucking Bracken Crystal thing is. All right.
Yeah, this bitch is my sister, fuck off,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Matter of fact, I don't even know what this Bracken crystal thing is. I just came back for you. And then they get kidnapped by the Firelights. But and then
Yeah,
Jinx is
that's the end
like,
of the 6.
"Fuck. I missed all of my shots with my minigun. Why am I using a
Somehow.
minigun? Because I'm a Deadeye. What am I doing?"
Yeah, instead of her fucking pistol.
Which she has never missed a shot with.
Never in the entire goddamn series at this point.
Which is fucking wild. Because she has never used a pistol before the
No,
show.
bitch, zap zap.
That's not a pistol.
It is.
It's a taser.
It is a pistol. Nope, it's a pistol.
It
It
is
is
a
described
taser.
in the information as a pistol. An electric
Fuck it,
pistol.
I'm looking this shit up.
Do it. It is a pistol. I am 100% serious.
All right.
Did I win?
Wait, where did you say it was described?
In the info or whatever, like the info screen, you know how right before games. It says like mini bone or jawbone is her whatever. What is it? Pow pow is her minigun, and zap zap her electric pistol.
What the fuck? Well, there's some extra shit I didn't know. She had a weapon called Mr. Sparkles.
Oh,
But let's see. Oh, no, they didn't date. Echo had a crush on Jinx, which makes a lot more sense.
that does actually make sense.
Echo having a crush on Jinx makes total sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since they're both geniuses and
Until
stuff.
you started talking to the gun. Yeah, pretty much. Even Echo realizes, okay, she was fucking weird. But yeah, so what else do we have to say about this episode? I mean, they do like begin the like development of the hex core. However, the hex core keeps killing everything that Victor tries to attach it to. So, so he's just like not sure how to do it. All right. So I guess we'll just move on to Act 3 then.
Yep.
Where we finally meet Echo, the boy's savior. The leader of the Firelights reveals himself as to be a battle-hardened Echo. He explained to Vi that Powder is gone and only Jinx remains, dedicated to Silco, while he's been at the forefront of keeping Shimmer off the streets. Jinx almost turns... one sec. I was gonna sneeze. Jinx almost turns against Silco for hiding Vi's return, but he gaslights her. They actually say gaslight. Oh my god.
It's totally gaslight. Let's be honest.
He gaslights her into continuing to do his will. To do his will? Really? That's the best they could have described that as? Okay, whatever. Following the growing unrest and violence between the two cities, Mel convinces Jace to work on Hextech weaponry. At Sinch suggestions, Victor uses Shimmer to enable the Hex Core to modify his failing body, in the process growing distant from an untrustworthy Jace. Echo and Caitlyn seek to return the Hextech gemstone to Piltover, meeting with Marcus on the bridge, while Vi returns to look for Jinx. After Marcus betrays Caitlyn, Vi heads back to help her, convincing an onlooking Jinx that she has betrayed her for Caitlyn. Jinx detonates a massive swarm of robotic insects on the bridge, killing Marcus and the enforcers and wounding Caitlyn and Vi. Echo holds Jinx off as Caitlyn and Vi retreat to Zon. He successfully beats her, but is unwilling to deliver the final blow, allowing Jinx to detonate a grenade and grievously wound them both. Now, first off, gaslighting. Yeah, he does do that, but the word choice.
Literally does.
But the word choice.
Yeah.
God. Fucking. And they also don't explain why Mel said to work on Hextech weaponry. It was for security. It was never meant to be used. Mel was like, look, if shit goes down, we need this shit to work. And Jason's like, no, I don't want to do that. And Mel's like, look,
Because
you
even the
gotta.
possibility of it existing could be stolen or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's not
And
meant
Jason's
to be
like,
used like that.
look, I don't wanna. That's not what it was meant for. Also, if we make the weapons, they're going to be used at some point. It's just how weapons work. And then Mel's well, no, that's next episode. But but yeah. So he considers it, and oh yeah, Victor starts using Shimmer. And he actually does. He is actually able to modify his legs to like be able to run after a bit.
Mm-hmm.
However, is that this episode or next episode?
Next.
Oh no,
Don't do it yet.
that's this episode where
It is?
where he tries to use the hex core further, and he ends up killing that one chick.
Sky.
That only gets Sky. Yeah.
We lost Powder to Jinx, and we got back Powder. All we needed to give away was Sky.
Are you saying because she turned into powder?
Yes.
She got
Powderified.
She got powderified. Yeah. So basically, Victor was like, "Ooh, shiny," and like started touching up the hex core to try to like activate it and like heal him basically, and he was getting like sucked into the hex core and like corrupted by it. And Sky was like, "No, you shouldn't do that." And so
I won't be able to see you anymore.
Because I won't be able to have vicious sex with you. And then so she
we should mention Sky is like the assistant, and she's like super fucking horny for Victor. But they haven't done shit because Victor is a Sigma.
Because Victor is a Sigma male on his grind set. So she is super into him. And she's like, "No, I won't be able to love you." And then she grabs him. And he's like, "Fuck, I can't do this. I have to back off from the hex core." And he's like, and he struggles with it. And then
because he's a weak little baby.
Yes.
He doesn't train his body. He trains his mind.
Yes, and the hex core disintegrates Sky.
Yes, literally kills her. And in exchange, he gets his like foot working forever.
Yeah.
It's just now on forever. It's good.
Yeah. Which is where we start to learn the trade-off with the hex core, which is
it's more or less
it's a sacrifice.
Exchange.
You have to have a sacrifice.
Yeah. Equivalent exchange, but not actually.
But not actually. It's a lot more sacrifice.
A life for a leg. God damn.
That was the fucked up part. She literally got disintegrated.
No. It's capitalist. Like capitalist life for life.
You know what I think the funniest part about it? No one says anything about it. Everyone just forgot she existed.
So sad, man.
Oh my god. She's kind of cute too. But like
she was.
Like she just gets evaporated from the entire timeline of Arcane. No one gives a fuck. Like what the hell? God. But yeah, we also get like a super sick fight scene between Jinx and Echo. Where like it goes back to Echo and Jinx like training as kids. And Echo straight up dodges her bullets.
Literally.
Like literally.
Like
He
4
just
bullets.
dodges bullets. It was
Just
actually like Gun Gale Online type shit. Where he's just dodging bullets.
That's your favorite part, right?
What you say?
I said that's your favorite part, right?
Oh, are you talking about SAO?
Yep.
In Gun Gale Online? Yeah. Is it the best part story-wise? Maybe not. Probably not. But
To be fair, the best
it's my favorite.
story-wise is the fucking, like, off-brand shit.
Yeah, everything
Like,
that doesn't include
the Gun Gale...
Kirito.
No, the Gun Gale thing.
Oh, you mean
Also the Rosalia arc, actually.
Azaria arc? Are you talking about the Sleeping Knights?
Don't know. It's the, like, final mainline arc before Alec or whatever. The new thing.
Where like where they're with the kids that are like terminally ill.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the Sleeping
literally
Knights.
The best arc.
That is true.
But like Kirito is nowhere to be seen, and that's why it's the best arc.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, anyway, back to Arcane.
Back to a good show.
It has a sick fight scene. It like combines 2D and 3D super well. And it's just so good. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just really good.
It is.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're running out of time, so I'm going to jump straight to episode 8. Oil and Water. Act 3, episode 8. Silco reveals his genuine care for Jinx in the aftermath of her fight against Echo and discovers that she managed to steal back the Hextech gemstone. He takes her to Singed, who informs him that he can save her, but in the process will be demanding. Sure. Meanwhile, Mel's mother arrives in Piltover, following the assassination of Mel's brother, and attempts to prepare her for a brewing war with Zon. As Jinx endures the treatment for her wounds, she hallucinates that the pain is being inflicted on her by Vi and Caitlyn, and her eyes turn purple from a massive injection of shimmer. After being retired from the council, Heimerdinger visits Zon in an attempt to help the struggling locals, coming across and helping an injured Echo. Victor's efforts to improve his body through Hextech allow him to run, but also results in the death of his childhood friend and assistant Sky. His guilt almost drives him to suicide before Jace intervenes after his testimony to the council fails to convince him that Silco is a threat. Vi teams up with Jace to take down Silco's Shimmer production. The two fight an army of Shimmer-enhanced goons with their Hextech weaponry, but in the process, Jace accidentally shoots and kills a child worker. Having been left by Vi, who claimed the two were like oil and water, Caitlyn is kidnapped by Jinx.
That's the end of the episode, right?
Yes.
Yep. Alright, let's get to the final episode.
Alright. I don't think I have anything else to say about that episode. It was pretty clear.
Yeah, that's most of it.
The demanding part was kind of... The process will be demanding. She might fucking die. Demanding is an understatement.
No. It's implied that she will live. Like, I think that is exactly what he says.
No,
she'll live, but
he says, you have to be prepared to lose her.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. And then, yeah, he says,
prepared to lose her?
That's not going to happen, Doctor.
Yeah. And then he's like, for assurance, and then stabs him with a syringe, putting him to sleep.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to deal with that shit.
Yeah, because Silico's gonna be a bitch in the emergency room.
Yeah, he seems like one to be a bitch in the emergency room.
Over Jinx, yeah.
Yep.
After the pain that Jinx was going through, like shit. Now, the last episode, Act 3, The Monster You Created, which is the most like jarring episode imaginable because of like
so you know American Horror Story
absolutes it goes to.
You know American Horror Story.
I'm gonna be honest with you. No.
Oh no, I'm talking to the audience.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like that.
All right.
It's most. By the way, American Horror Story is mostly human stories, just with monsters in them
Mm,
most of the time, like
gotcha.
humans being bad, sort of thing.
Gotcha. Act 3, Episode 9, The Monster You Created. After the disastrous raid on of the Shimmer facility, Jace comes to realize the human cost of the potential war between Piltover and Zon, resolving to broker a peace agreement with Silico instead. When the two of them finally meet, Jace offers to give Silico Zon's independence in exchange for Jinx, who insists must pay for her crimes. Echo reveals his hideout to Heimerdinger, and the two agree to begin helping the Undercity together. Silco laments his situation to the statue of Vander, struggling with the choice between Zon and Jinx, who is secretly listening. Armed with Jace's Hextech gauntlets, Vi confronts Savikia and brutally defeats her, after a massive brutal battle, but is subsequently abducted by Jinx, who awakens in a room with a gagged Silco and dolls of Vander, Milo, and Clagger. Jinx wheels out Caitlyn and gives Vi a pistol, telling her to choose between Caitlyn and Powder. When Vi refuses to kill Caitlyn, Jinx threatens to kill her personally, allowing Silco to speak as she makes up her mind. As Vi and Silco both attempt to appeal to Jinx, Caitlyn escapes her bonds and attempts to arrest Jinx. Jinx knocks Caitlyn out and is about to kill her as Vi pleads with her to stop. Silco breaks free, grabbing Jinx's pistol and almost shooting Vi before Jinx guns him down in the confusion. As Silco dies, he confesses to Jinx that he never would have given her up, and he truly did love her.
There we go. All right, so he's a fucking big brain villain. Because, like, in his last fucking moments, he's ensuring that Jinx is always Jinx forever.
Yeah. Finally accepting her new identity and acknowledging that she and Vi have diverged from one another, Jinx leaves her behind with Caitlyn, having successfully weaponized the Arcane Crystal into a rocket launcher, Fishbones. Jinx fires the weapon into the Piltover Council chamber right as the Council agrees to grant Zon its independence, and we don't see the end of it.
What is
That is where
implied
the
is
episode...
everyone except for, like, 3 people die. The 3 most important.
Yeah. Essentially, the last frames of the episode are a rocket blasting through the glass directly at Mel's head.
Okay, I want to mention something real
Yes.
quick. Victor, the fucking Sigma, isn't in the room.
Yeah, obviously.
On purpose.
Oh, you're saying that?
The bitch knew it was gonna happen.
Oh my god. Are you sure?
Yes.
How?
Because he's a fucking Sigma male. How else?
Alright.
Dumb question.
God damn it. I mean, he wasn't gonna be in the room anyway, but...
Yeah. But, like, Sigma.
Sigma energy.
Fucking grind set.
Also, Mel's dead. Like, there's no way
probably.
Mel survives this.
It's very likely, yeah.
Yeah, no, Mel's definitely dead. Which is really sad.
Best girl is dead.
Best girl is dead. But no, this episode is nuts. Because we actually see that Jinx also has, like... Because she has the shimmer inside of her. So we see the first thing of, like... the first iteration of Get Excited.
Yeah.
Where it's more of like a burst of speed. Where she's hauled up at gunpoint by Caitlyn, who grabbed her Gatling gun. Jinx is like, has her hands up, ready to surrender. Caitlyn looks to the side for 1 second. Jinx, eyes turn pink. Speed of light smacks the fuck out of her, knocking her out. Like, holy shit, that was a cool scene.
Bro.
Like, how fucking fast that scene was. I think that entire scene in general was cool. Like, the whole kidnapping scene with Jinx.
Yeah, that's true.
It was really like a very um what's it called? Like absolutes scene
Yeah.
where they finally have gotten to the quote unquote end of the story. They have to decide. My sister or lesbian relationship with hot girl.
Which one do you think she chose? Like, come on. Come
No.
on. Can we blame her at all?
No, her sister, who is probably already too far gone, and Caitlyn, the one who shouldn't have been involved in the first place.
Yeah, it's mostly Vi's sense of responsibility and also of being a good person and wanting to save the innocent.
Yeah.
Not the fact that she literally loves her more.
Yeah, no.
Probably.
Probably. Later on, maybe not, but you know.
Later on, yeah. But, like, that's because they only have the hots for each other right now. They're not, like, together.
Yeah.
Yet. It's
God.
okay, we'll solve that later.
The way we explain this show is not exactly how it all went down entirely, but
What are you
it's pretty
talking about? It
much.
totally is.
We exaggerate a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But no. It's God, it was supposed to release in 2020? What?
Yep. It was.
Honestly, I think it's just better that they released it this year instead of last year.
Mm-hmm.
We can leave we can leave Seraphine back there. We can leave Seraphine back there. We can
She's not
leave
a
I'll
hot
show
topic
you
anymore.
the video back there. We can leave all that behind. And we can move forward. We didn't get another idol group this time. Or like pop group. Like the
Yeah,
past
that's
3
fine.
years. But
That's fine.
we did get a new Pentakill album.
Yep.
And we did get a new Imagine Dragons song.
Bitch, that's all we need.
For real.
For real, for real.
It's the staple of League.
Imagine Dragons.
Imagine Dragons and Pentakill.
Yeah. League music.
It really is.
Alright. Anything else that we need to go over?
Oh yeah, we need to go over how the characters are in game.
Yeah, I guess.
Alright, we'll start with Vi. Right now, Vi's a fucking asshole. Fuck Vi. I hate Vi. I hate seeing her dumb, stupid ass face. Right now.
Oh, you don't mean in Arcane.
No,
Okay.
not in Arcane. I mean in the game.
Yeah.
In the game, she's fucking annoying. Because
she plays like she would in Arcane, which is fucking horrible.
She is a brawler grappler who's a jungler. She goes around, she punches people more, she punches them and knocks them back, she dunks them into the ground. That is her. That is what she does. She's an annoying piece of shit that breaks through your armor, gets her own shield. It's some wild shit. She punches to dash. Like she punches and then goes that way. She's basically Doomfist.
Yep.
Like if Doomfist was in League, that would be Vi.
That's true.
Now, Jinx.
Jinx is fine.
I still think Jinx controls more like her music video and not like her in the show.
That's true.
Like the focus around like setting bomb traps and stuff is not a thing in her gameplay. It is much more focused on later after Arcane, where she is more focused around her weapons, which is her minigun, her rocket launcher, her big bomb, her zap gun, and her grenades, which aren't really grenades. They're bear traps, basically.
Yeah. Bear traps with explosives on them.
Yeah. her whole thing is that she can switch between shooting fast and close up, and then shooting from afar but slow.
And
And then she
AoE.
keeps
And AoE.
yeah, and AoE, and she keeps herself away from you while moving really fast and shooting people. She is a running gunner.
Yeah.
And the more people she kills, the faster she goes, the faster she kills people, and the better she does everything. Now, Jace.
Annoying piece
We
of shit.
see it. He is kind of a piece of shit, but not as much as he used to be. Jace in the show and in the game is more centered around his hammer. Swaps different forms, like we see in the show, where he has his hammer form where he slams people, knocks them back, has a static field around him and stuff.
Yep.
And then he transforms. He can fire the shock blast, not as fast as in the show. Holy shit, that'd be broken. But
You put up like the fucking gate, the acceleration gate, and then you fucking obliterate the enemy.
yeah,
Like
no,
destroyed.
just like a
You hear
fucking
the Mortal
machine
Kombat
gun.
like destroy or like I don't know,
Finish him.
finish him. Yeah.
Got Caitlyn. A lot more
More or less
similar
the same.
to that training scene that we see
Yeah.
with the competition scene where she's like shooting all the targets, like getting headshots
Yeah.
and stuff. She has like traps and stuff. She's actually very similar to Jinx, except more focused on the longer range and less focused on the running gun aspect. They both keep you at a range, and they like to keep you there using like traps to like keep you away from them, stuff like that. Yeah. Victor, I don't even think I can explain Victor. He's nothing like he is in the show, obviously, but he definitely uses the hex core. I won't actually explain him because he's a mage that uses hex tech and the hex core. That's all I'll explain because they haven't showed anything about the glorious revolution and his massive Russian accent that he adopts. Evolution. The glorious evolution. Where he turns into a fucking robot.
More or less.
But yeah. Silco's not in the game. Mel's not in the game.
Yet.
Vander's not in the game. Echo.
Yet.
Echo has his Z drive, which he uses to control fucking time. And by control,
Basically,
I mean steal.
Yeah, so like okay, so it's kind of like Echo in Arcane, but not at all. Not even slightly yet.
Not even slightly.
Because he doesn't even have his shit yet.
Yeah, no. Basically, he dashes around, he throws shit at you to stop you from dashing around, and then he beats you over the head with a big glow stick. And then whenever he's in danger, he pulls his ripcord and he goes back in time.
The biggest glow stick.
Yeah, the biggest glow stick. Definitely. Heimerdinger, he hasn't been shown yet, but later he'll adopt his hex tech, which will be rockets, turrets, a stun grenade, and then just upgraded version of that. So Singed, we haven't seen this yet, but kind of. He uses the upgraded, or the, is it upgraded? I don't know. Anyway, so he basically uses Shimmer. He uses Chemtech, which is kind of like, it's like the upgraded version of, it's like the newer version of Shimmer. But basically he makes himself stronger, and then he runs, trailing a path of poison behind him. And that's what he does. Anything I missed?
Nope.
All right. Anything to add to any of that?
No. I think that's pretty concise. So going over all the characters that are shown.
All right. Anything I missed in general? Anything I should add before we end here?
Um, no, I don't think so. Uh, hmm, no, I don't think so.
All right. Well, do you have any last announcements or notes?
I do want to stream eventually. Should I stream Breath of the Wild or Xenoblade? No, I think I'm gonna stream Xenoblade. I'm not sure when. Definitely not in the next like 2 days, and especially not this week. So actually, I'll probably get back to you on that in the next thing. Because Jesus Christ, am I busy? Following week.
All right. Well, this has been the Degeneration Podcast, the podcast for
I
the
guess for the
degenerate
degenerate
generation.
generation.
And I will see you guys next time. See ya. Bye.